Hey, welcome to another edition of Seattle Mariners Organizational Report with Coach Mike Jones, the coach with the most, coming at you from coast to coast here in Puyallup, Washington. All right, so today, April 12th, 2022. It's a big day in sports here today. And we'll start out with the Modesto Nuts. They're 1-2, and they're off to play the Stockton Ports, who are 0-3 today. Both pitchers are to be determined. And then Everett today is 2-0. They're going to be having Jimmy Joyce on the hill down there in Hillsboro, Oregon. And Hillsboro's 0-3, and they're going to be countering with Randall at pitcher, and he doesn't have any decisions or any games yet. Then on to Arkansas. Springfield is coming to Arkansas today, and they're 2-2, and Arkansas is 2-2 also. Springfield will have Williamson on the mound, and Connor Jones will be pitching for Arkansas. Either one have any games yet this year. Arkansas last night won 4-3 over Springfield. Arkansas had four runs, 10 hits, and 3 errors. Springfield 3 runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors. Devin Sweet got the win. He's 1-1 now. And Black got the loss. He's 0-1 for Springfield. Notable performances for Arkansas was Palkovich was 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a triple. And Scheffler was 2 for 4 with 2 runs. Also notable pitching performances was Shipley had 1 1/3 innings with 0 hits, 0 runs, and 3 Ks. Ellingston got the save with 1 inning, 1 hit, gave up 0 runs and 2 strikeouts. Sweet had 2 innings, 0 hits, 0 runs, and 2 strikeouts. Today the M's are going to Chicago. We're 2-2 at Chicago, who's 2-1. And today is a big day, like I said, because we got Matt Brash is making his major league debut. And like Bill Kruger said last night, he's got a 2-point slider, and he did really well last year in Double-A. But we'll see how he did. And he had a great spring training. In 9 innings, he only gave up 1 hit, no runs. And Chicago today is going with Velasquez. He has no games this year either so far. But let's get to last night's game. Last night's game was not very good like I predicted, because just from the past performances, Flexen doesn't do very well in Minnesota, and that's exactly how it turned out. The M's lost 4-0. The M's are now 2-2. They had 0 runs, 2 hits, and 1 errors. Minnesota had 4 runs, 10 hits, and 3 errors that we could not capitalize on. Notable performances for the Mariners was Suarez got his first hit. He was 1 for 4 with a double. Crawford was 1 for 4. Kelnick had a pinch hit at bat, which he ended up walking, so at least that was good. J-Rod was 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. And Winker had an outfield assist. So that's pretty much all the highlights for offense. Pitching-wise, Flexen ended up getting the loss. He's 0-1 with a 6.23 ERA. Dylan Bundy got the win. He's 1-0 with a 0.0 ERA. Flexen had 91 pitches in 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 5 hits with 3 runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So he had sort of a rough day. And, he had a rough spring training. I'm a big fan of Chris Flexen. I love the fact that he went to Korea and became better, came back and was 14-6 last year, and I'm rooting for him all the way, hoping he rebounds next time. Other notable pitching performances was Romo had 1 inning, 1 hit, 0 runs, and 2 strikeouts. And Munoz looked good out there with 1 inning, 0 hits, 0 runs, and 3 strikeouts. But our batting woes we're 28th in batting now with a 177 batting average and a 282 on base percentage. I'm hoping they can pick that up today and get that above 200. Our pitching, though, is 15th in the league at 3.71 ERA and a 118 WHIP. Other notes from last night's game. Looked like Frazier and Haniger and most of the team was out there impatient. I mean, Frazier's 4 at-bats. He had 4 pitches, 2 pitches, 3 pitches, and 3 pitches in his 4 at-bats. That is not patient for a leadoff hitter. I'm hoping that they can switch Crawford back to leadoff. Even Haniger with his 4 at-bats, he had 4 pitches, 2 pitches, 3 pitches, and 5 pitches. And that is not what you're looking for. You guys got to be out there being more patient, waiting on your pitches, and swinging at strikes only. And our 1, 2, and 3 hitters ended up being 0 for 11. Our 4, 5, and 6 batters ended up 1 for 12, and we left 5 people in runners in scoring position last night. And so anyway, now we're on to today. Matt Brash's debut, and yeah, you know, I'm not really for having guys skip AAA. I mean, I look at the history of the sport. I look at the history of the Mariners. I mean, come on now. We've had basically one pitcher in 45 years to skip AA and to capitalize, and that was Edwin, the pitcher Edwin. So, and then on offense, the only 2 batters that have skipped AA and capitalized was Ken Griffey Jr., obviously, and Kyle Seager. That's in 45 years. So right now we got J-Rod up there who skipped AAA. I mean, bless his heart, I'm hoping he capitalizes and becomes the next Griffey. But, I mean, I'm only out to giving these guys a couple weeks to start getting it rolling. And if they don't, they got to go down to AAA. That's my opinion, because you got to have guys who can at least hit over 200. And today it looks like we're going to be trotting out a lineup with 6 guys under 200 again, and at least 3 of them under 100. Now, I'm hoping they can come around. And, you know, another thing I've noticed, you know, just like listening to Joe Fan this morning on 710 ESPN in Seattle, he calls them the nerves, okay, because he doesn't think they did enough in the offseason. We don't have a solid left-handed pitching in the bullpen. Like he said, Cal Raleigh was out there struggling in his at-bats. And hey, I do like the fact that Scott did pinch hit with Kelnick at the end for Raleigh, because that's how it should be. If you can't hit 200, you shouldn't be in the lineup. You should be able to get some pinch hits and sometimes get to start, so that way you can try to create a spark. And, you know, so Raleigh got pinch hitted at the end, and at least Kelnick drew a walk. I mean, that's looking good. I mean, as is the fact that he was patient enough to take a walk, and he got on, okay? Every game matters, okay? You cannot be giving any games away. This year, I thought we're going to try to go for the playoffs, which means you cannot worry about getting these guys at bats. You need to worry about winning every game, okay? So that means I think Steven Souza should get a chance if Kelnick and J-Rod don't pick it up here in the next couple weeks, okay? And other than that, I just hope they do the best they can. I hope Brash does good. Hoping for these guys. And then one other notable thing. It's like, come on now. You guys don't think we notice, as in, you know, the Mariners ownership, it's like, what are they trying to do? As in, they said they were going to go out and spend some money this year. They were 22nd in payroll, okay? And What else happened? In the last 3 years, they hired Pete Woodworth as the pitching coach. He had no major league pitching coach experience. Okay, great. He's done okay overall. I mean, we did solid. We picked it up last year from the year before. I'm hoping he stays consistent with his pitching coaching this year, and we can become better than last year. But let's go to our hitting coaches. Both of our hitting coaches have no major league experience. So, like I said, you can't hide the fact that we were one of the worst hitting teams last year. And you guys think it's a good idea to hire coaches with no major leagues experience? Well, I understand why you want to do that. That's because they're the cheapest possible. Come on now, we're trying to win. Winning means you need winners with experience. And so I'm hoping something happens that they start hitting good this year and become more patient. And man, I think they need to give Edgar a call back. But other than that, we're hoping today that somehow they can turn it around. And Mariners all the way. I mean, I got my bet in for the Mariners. We're 2,500 plus 2,500 to win the World Series this year. So if you put $100 down on that bet, you'll win $2,500 if they win the World Series. So, hey, I'm hoping we can do it. Looks like we're still going to need at least one more good hitter, one more good pitcher, and these guys are going to have to pull their weight. Go Mariners!